Sarfo-Kantanka is a young Ghanaian development practitioner and entrepreneur passionate about human development. His career has been one driven by a quest to alleviate totally the troubles of humans, systems and institutions, which then makes application of working in the development sector a wise and almost inevitable option for him. He holds a Master of Science degree in Public Health Monitoring and Evaluation from the University of Ghana, Legon, and a Bachelor's degree in Integrated Community Development from the University for Development Studies. He has been trained and certified as a collaboration coach by the World Bank under the pilot project, Community Performance-Based Financing, where he served as a field coordinator and technical advisor to various stakeholders like Ghana Health Service, Regional Coordinating Council, National Health Insurance Authority, District Coordinating Council, and all other persons and agencies involved in the delivery of maternal and child health outcomes. In the successful implementation of the project, which contributed immensely to Ghana's primary healthcare towards the attainment of universal healthcare. Prior to his role on the World Bank project, he had garnered a considerable number of years of experience into various development project cycles in different pivotal capacities with some international and local non-governmental organizations, ranging from business, education, human capacity building, poverty alleviation, and agriculture, which exposed him to certain critical expertise and skills relevant to our peculiar development needs in this course. He is an M&E expert with strong skills in data management, public sensitization, communications, reports, community mobilization, project management, and ecotourism. Michael has to his credit and rich experiences in development work. This includes joining an European Union project upon successfully building a project-based data founded on an effective monitoring and evaluation framework he prepared as M&E consult for the market-oriented agriculture program implemented in the northwestern part of Ghana with AFC International. A very versatile young man, Mr. Sarfo-Kantanka worked with a team of selfless collaborative resource management officers on the Ghana Landscape Restoration Project in 2022 to form a number of community resource management areas and protected area management boards around the Hon National Park as part of the project's modules for livelihood support and conservation of species within the Hon National Park. He was a leading and founding member of an alternative movement for change and played crucial roles as technical advisor of the operations team, frontline communicator, one-time coordinator for rapid response and agenda setting, and the monitoring and evaluation coordinator. For leisure, he reads, plays tennis, and loves to listen to La Diva and Rise, two great Ghanaian minstrels whose musical compositions continue to touch humanity with practical life lessons. This is Michael Sarfo-Kantanka.
Hello everyone, my name is Michael. I'm the author of Help, What It Means, How to Offer and How to Receive. I believe this book is going to be an important addition to your library, seeing it addresses some very pertinent issues to our human relations. You know, there's so much said about the last days where perilous times will come, where people will become selfish. You know, we have so much disregard for the plight of others. And I believe as this degeneration continues, it becomes important to have a focal conversation on some of these useful ingredients that are going extinct. One is help, and the need to, understand what help is, how to offer it, and how to receive it.
You know what? Help is on the way.
As you go through the pages of the book, you're going to realize some real life examples of somebody who has been helped, somebody who extends a helping hand, and someone who really wants to see every other person factor in the plight of others. You really live for others. It can't be about ourselves alone on earth. And so I believe it's important you go through the page, you get a copy for somebody, because first of all, it's going to bridge the knowledge gap between the very fundamental ingredients necessary for all kinds of human relations. We look at love, empathy, how to position yourself, how to carry a disposition that will make you attract help. A lot of people need help, but like the scripture says, you ask and do not receive because you ask amiss. It means we are unable to use the right disposition to receive the kind of help we need. Secondly, you realize a lot of people do not even understand what help is. If you understood it, then why are you not receiving help? It's all in the book. You will find answers in there. You realize there's this toxic drive for independence, a very premature independence, especially amongst the younger generation. And I address that in the book. You'll find out how important it is for us to begin to serve. All right. You see a lot of young people looking for a way out of some confusion, but unfortunately, they don't know how to go about it. This is somebody who has been there, and then I put myself out there for you to learn from my life story. Another very important thing is the difference between giving and helping. You realize people give and they think they've helped. People are doing all kinds of charity and all that. I have a very interesting conversation on giving and helping, and then how to transition from a giver to a helper. So this is an important book. You can't afford to, miss out on, having it on your shelves, in your homes, in your offices. It's an ideal gift for anyone who wants to see another do well. If you are up there, you need it to help you reach out to those below better. If you are down there, it's going to be that bridge that takes you up there. I believe every page in the book is well ordained to transform your life. Thank you so much. I hope you enjoy reading it.
Victory, victory, that's my story. 'Cause I never surrender.
I want to express my profound gratitude, to every single person in this room. You don't know what you've done by showing up, I appreciate you so much. Mr. Godwin Yama, my brother, and his wife, his beautiful wife. Thank you so much for coming here. Mrs. Kapi, Mrs. Abilolo, thank you so much for coming. And I thank your husband to engineer, Dr. Ramsey. Thank you, my brother. Since the first time he heard about this, he said, "Look, Mike, I'm with you." And I saw him, I wasn't surprised. Dr. Sue, that's Dr. Susan Amwesi. I appreciate you so much. Thank you for coming. Kennedy, thank you. Linda, hey, Elvisha, everybody, I see you all. Prof. Kule, thank you so much for coming. I wish I could mention everybody, but I just want you to know you're all special tonight to me. I started this journey. The first time the thought came for me to write on this book was in 2009 when I finished secondary school. That's when I received my first shock, about the confusion around help. Alright, I tell that story in the book when you get it, you'll see it. But I just want you to know I appreciate you so much. But there's one more person I should make mention of. My brother, pharmacist, it's a son, he can't be here, Tony Jeffrey. He was ready to come, he got the flights and everything, but his wife's father is in a bad place now, so they did a video call with me. And I just want to honor them. They've been there for me every step of the way. So thank you. Please give it up for yourself. Give this. Why on a Good Friday? Why? I mean, it's been a difficult. This man here, Pastor Ben, my brother, he has a very important service tonight. Because of me, he moved it after 9, right? He wants to be on all night just because he wants to be part of this. I really appreciate you, Pastor Ben. I appreciate you and Eric, my brother from the World Bank. Thank you so much for coming. I appreciate you so much. If you travel more than this guy, they can arrest you tonight. But last week, you called me last week. He said, look, I've put on hold all my project arrangements. I want to be with you here. I appreciate you so much. Okay. So, I chose this day first because it's a memorial. It's my birthday. I'm an Easter born. So, I want to be reminded every year that I did this thing. Yeah. And then secondly, there's a scripture that says, greater love has no one than for a man to lay down his life. It's somewhere in John 15. Yeah. So the greatest help mankind, I'm not preaching. The greatest help mankind received, forgive me, is the coming of God Himself to die for us. And that's why tonight is Good Friday, right? So having said that, it goes to buttress the fact that you guys here today putting everything on hold. I know everybody is a busy person. To come and be with me, it means a lot. It means a lot. So why help? I wrote this book for these reasons. I believe help is something so important, but because it's so important, we tend to trivialize it. We tend to assume we all know how to help. But in my experience, professional experience as a community development worker, as an M&E worker, I come across different circumstances that reveal the people who are trying to reach out to those down there do not even understand what those down there need. And it happens, as you go through life, you meet that level of confusion. People are like, I helped you, you didn't appreciate it, people are ungrateful and all that. I'm sure we all come across that. Yeah, but the question then is, if they really helped you, why are you not appreciating them? And then there's a flip side too. You also need help. There are people who can really help you, but how are you relating with them? How are you attracting that level of help from those people? Why is it that people are not responding to your needs? Because there's something you're also not doing right. I look into all that. That's a conversation we have in the book. And so I want this book to become that space where we can have a focal conversation on help. We've trivialized it, but once it becomes a subject, you have it on your shelves. We are in a society where values are, like I say, is on the decline. There's so much degeneration in the system. People don't care about others. Everybody is gravitating towards selfishness, independent minds. And it's not healthy. I believe we live for others. We live to relate. Actually, one reason we have Christianity is that we can reconcile people back to Christ. That's why Christ came to die. So if you're a Christian, you're not winning other people, then where are you going? So the very important ingredient then becomes help. So that's one reason. And then the second is to address the confusion around who has helped. Look at that. Who has helped or not? And then who has been helped or not? It's easier for you to give something to somebody and assume you have helped them. But one important point I raised in the book is the fact that the person receiving that help can better appreciate the work of that or the value of that, whatever intervention you did for them. If I'm hungry, I give this example. If I'm hungry, you wait for me to get stomach ulcer before you bring me food. Have you really helped me? That's something we can ponder over. And then, who has been helped or not? So who gets to define these things? These are important considerations for our human-to-human relationship. And then we want to also arouse the sensibilities for the plight of others, thereby fostering beneficial human relationships. You can't just exist in isolation. Everything you do, has a bearing on others. Everything you do, you need other people to come in for you. So this book also helps to, get you to think about other people, others. Not only to give to them, but to also receive from them. Yeah. Then we want to also highlight key distinguishing factors between helping and giving. I just give an example of someone giving food to somebody, you delayed, you got the food when he had ulcer. Now he has to battle with medication for ulcer and all that, So then the question of timing comes in. So giving, taken from, what's the scripture? Is it Luke 16? I want the pastors to know, let's say, give, and it shall be given back unto you in full measure, pressed down, shaken together, running over. If you take a critical look at that scripture, he's asking you to, when you go to church or when you are giving alms, just give. It will be given back to you in full measure. As with the measure with which you give, you will get to receive, right? But giving then cannot be seen as helping, because helping rather should factor in not just your quota you are giving, but the need you are meeting. Please, you get the difference there. If I'm going to give you something, first of all, I should be interested in your plight, whatever challenge you have that I want to help you solve. Thank you for this mindset. You get it? So if I'm giving to you, I should be able to know what I'm giving to you, what I'm helping you with. Okay, but givers are not trained to do that. That's why when you go to church, you just have to give. You don't think about where you think the money is going. Because if you begin to think about where the money is going, you may never give in church. Am I lying? The pastor will go and use it to do this. If you think like that, you can't give. When you are giving to somebody, you are thinking he will probably use my money to go and chase girls, whatever. You will never give. But then, if you really want to help someone, then it behoves you to understand the person's state, the condition they find themselves. And that is where, the whole point of bringing to the fore my experience from the community engagements and all that. We call something needs assessment, community rural appraisal. So you have to do some form of appraisal in your mind. Okay, what am I helping this person with? What does this person need? Then you begin to engage the person. You begin to try to understand, what situation they are faced with, and then what value you are bringing to that situation. That's then we are talking about a helper. And I'm looking forward to a world where we all transition to become helpers, not just givers. Because anybody can give to anything. We give. We all give. Am I lying? We give. But then you can also give and expect to be seen as a helper. And that's why people have those challenges with people saying they are ungrateful, because you give to them. Sometimes giving may coincide with meeting their needs, so then it becomes help. But until then, giving will not be considered as helping. So these are interesting conversations we have in the book. Then to equip all who seek healthy relationships with practical community development strategies. Yeah, so I bring in a cocktail of some development work ideas. And finally, to inculcate the art of serving others into current generation fashion after premature independence. If you ask me which chapter in the book really ministers to me, it is the chapter on serving others. It's not easy to serve. And that's why, especially the young people, I feel like we don't understand. We just want to make it, but we don't even know how our goal of making it is linked with the bigger goal of somebody. And so you have to serve their interest so that you can have the supplies you need. And I give so many examples in there that can guide you. I don't want to bother you so much with a lot of details. How is the book like? So it's in 7 parts. I want to see a world where there's a culture of help and support. We give with understanding. You think about it, don't just go through the day, so it's like you don't care. You are numb about the plight of others. No. And interestingly, as you begin to think about the plight of others, your supplies will be taken care of. Yes. Your supplies will be
Take me wherever you want to. My invisible black wings flying intercontinental. Victory, victory.
What we are going to do is to reach out to people, all manner of people. But then there are certain key, themes we'll be working with. So we are going to be the people to coordinate and implement human and community development initiatives, all kinds of human initiatives, poverty alleviation, capacity building, gender issues, health, public health issues, And then we are going to look at advocacy for social issues, drug abuse, all kinds of things. Anyway, we are going to be one of the people to fight that. We are going to also engage in environmental conservation and advocacy. Alright, conservation is a big issue, but of course there's a human side to it beyond the technicalities around climate change, forests and all that. There's a human livelihood support part. That's where we come in. And then we're also going to engage in health policy initiatives. It will serve as a zone for various human-to-human interventions. If you are anywhere in this country, you want to help somebody, you want to reach out to solve a problem, we are the people you call on to go and assess the extent of whatever damage or problem you want to help solve, and then we will give you technical.
We are the helpline.
We are the Help Zone Foundation, so we will show you what to do to really alleviate whatever problems.
Surrender, as long as I can remember. I've been a hustler, hustling.